Well, good morning, everyone. Looks like my cat has been up on my desk again. How are we all doing this morning? Is my sound okay? I suspect it is. Great to see you, Catherine, Lynn, Margaret. Not sure where everyone is. We'll hang on a few minutes. It is Friday. It is the summer. It is a long weekend, at least here in Canada. Is it a long weekend in the States? It's a long weekend in Canada. It's one of the biggest long weekends. It's going to be, we're heading up to Edmonton tomorrow. It's going to be a busy road, I'm sure. Although we're going Saturday, which makes it better. Today it'll be crazy. But yeah, it is the middle of summer. Everyone's on the road. Everyone's having vacations. Everyone's having fun. It's awesome. How's everyone feeling today? Such a small group, it's good to have an intimate conversation. I'm surprised Claudia's not here. She must have slept in. As long as you, as an individual, can convince yourself that in order to move forward as best you can, you have to be optimistic, you can be described as one of the faithful, one of those people who can say, well, look, something's going to happen. Let's just keep trying. Let's not give up. Love that quote. Tom Hanks. Love Tom Hanks. One of the best actors of all time in my mind. I don't know that there's anything that man can't do. I've seen him portray so many amazing things. So how are we all doing today? Let's get you check-in. I'd like to, the other day I said a one word. Give me a two-word check-in. My coach, Gene, used to do that whenever we did conferences. A two-word check-in, meaning, how are you feeling? I am optimistically excited. We're traveling. I recognize that I get a little apprehensive before we travel, even when we're just driving. And it's just, the apprehension is then in getting things done, right? Making sure that everything is done that needs to be done before we go. So my brain goes into this craziness. It's not much fun. You've had the flu all week, not fun. That's not fun. You see, that's where you need to use one of the games that's in our E-Cubed, where you can turn your water into healing water. I mean, we all have the ability to heal ourselves, right? It just takes work, takes belief, takes practice, takes understanding. Summer flu sucks. The flu at any time is just not a pleasant thing. I'm very grateful that I rarely get ill. When I do, I take care of myself. I'm very grateful that I can, because I don't have to leave the house to go to work, because I don't leave home to go to work. I'm able to go to bed. You know, I'm able to get up, come to my computer, do what I need to do, and then go to bed and take care of myself so that I'm not sick, so that I get better quicker, right? But yeah, summer flu is sick. Hey, Claudia, glad that you could make it. 3 steps to whatever you want to be, do, or have. I'm going to start reading this because I want us to get through this chapter today. And if we don't, pardon me, if we don't finish it before meditation, we'll finish it after. Because I think it's important. This is it. You guys all know the 3 steps, right? What are the 3 steps? You've all been here. Kath hasn't been here as long. I think Kath, is it Kath or Kathy? Good question, eh? Chapter 10, the 3 steps to whatever you want to be, do, or have. Kathy, okay? Thank you, Kathy. Who knows what they are? What's step number 1? The creative process is conceptually a simple one. It consists of just 3 steps. We're on page 47 of my favorite book of all time, Ask and It Is Given. Step 1, your work is to ask. Step 2, I'll give you a hint, it's not your work. I have a coffee. My beloved brought me coffee. What's step 2? It's not your work. That's a hint. It's not your work. Step 2, the answer is given. When you ask, the universe answers every time, every single time. If you're not getting what you're asking for, it's because you're resisting. End of. Step 3, this is your work. The answer which has been given must be received or allowed. You have to let it in. And that's where we are challenged. We're in a state of resistance. We're putting up those walls, and we may not even recognize they're there. So let's read more about this. Step 1, you ask. Because of the wonderful and diverse environment in which you are focused, step 1 comes easily and automatically. For this is how your natural processes are born. Everything from your subtle or even unconscious desires to clear, precise, vivid ones results from the contrasting experiences of your day-to-day life. Desires, or asking, are the natural byproduct of your exposure to this environment of fantastic variety and contrast. And so, step 1 comes naturally. So do you understand what that means? Step 1 means asking comes naturally because you are constantly bombarded with things that you don't want. And the more that you see something you don't want, the more you know what you want. Or when you see things you do want, then you want more of it. You're always wanting. The universe is always putting you in a state of wanting and asking, I want this, I want this, I don't want this. That's where we have to be careful. Because when we're saying, I don't want this, all the universe hears is this. I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we need to learn. Do you guys agree? Because we are in the habit of talking about what we don't want. And we need to be in the habit of talking about what we do want. Because the universe only hears the want. Number 2, the universe answers. Step 2 is simple for you, for it's not your work at all. Step 2 is the work of the non-physical, the work of the God force. All things that you ask for, large and small, are immediately understood and fully offered without exception. Every point of consciousness has the right and the ability to ask. And all points of consciousness are honored and responded to immediately. When you ask, it's given every time. Your asking is sometimes spoken with your words, but more often it emanates from you vibrationally as a constant stream of personally honed preferences, each building on the next, and each one respected and answered. Are you feeling the energy go up? Anyone? Anyone feeling a sudden influx of good energy? Every question is answered. Every desire is given. Every prayer is answered. Every wish is granted. But the reason that many would argue with that truth, holding up examples of unfulfilled desires from their own life experiences, is because they have not yet understood and completed the very important step 3. For without the completion of this step, the existence of steps 1 and 2 can go unnoticed. Step 3, you allow it in. Step 3 is the application of the art of allowing. It is really the reason your guidance system exists. It is the step, the vibrational frequency of your being to match the vibrational frequency of your desire. In the same way that your radio tuner must be set to match the frequency of the broadcasting station you desire to hear, the vibrational frequency of your being must match the frequency of your desire. The vibrational frequency of your being must match the frequency of your desire. And we call that the art of allowing. That is, allowing what you're asking for. Unless you are in the receiving mode, your questions, even though they've been answered, will seem unanswered to you. Your prayers will not seem to be answered, and your desires will not be fulfilled. Not because your wishes have not been heard, but because your vibrations are not a match, and you are not letting them in. Do you get that? Your vibrations are not a match and you're not letting it in. That's why you're not experiencing everything you're asking for. That's why you're not seeing everything you want to see. Every subject is two subjects, wanted and not wanted. Every subject really is two subjects. There is that which you desire and the lack of it. Often, even when you believe you're thinking about something you desire, you're actually thinking about the exact opposite of what you desire. In other words, I want to be well. I don't want to be sick. It's the biggest one, right? I want to have financial security, or I don't want to experience a shortage of money. I don't want to be broke. I want the perfect relationship to come to me. I don't want to be alone. What you think and what you get is always a perfect vibrational match. So it can be very helpful to make a conscious correlation between what you are thinking and what is manifesting in your life experience. But it's even more helpful if you're able to discern when you are headed, where you are headed, even before you get there. Once you understand your emotions and the important messages that they are giving you, you will not have to wait until something has manifested in your experience to understand what your vibrational offering has been. You can tell by the way you feel exactly where you're headed. Looking back, Claudia, on the last few days, I'm not sure how long the downhill process was, but the downhill spiral can happen very quickly. Are you able to look back now and see where you were looking at the lack of things, where had you recognized that your emotions were, that you weren't on your high flying disc, you'd stepped off a little bit? Can you see where, had you recognized it then and done the work you needed to do then, you may not have gone through what you did? That's right, you weren't allowing. For most of the time, we are not really allowing those things we really want because we're thinking about not having them. And that's a big one, is it? Because once you understand your emotions, and that's the key, is to really say, whoa, there I go again. Whoa, there I go again. There I am. I can feel me. I can feel me. I'm not on my high-flying disc. I need to get back. I've been slowly getting through mindfulness for beginners, and I'm going through it. My video camera is just not set up properly. Mindfulness for beginners, I'm going through it slowly because I'm finding it very powerful. I'm being mindful as I'm reading it. One of my challenges is I tend to disappear when I'm reading a book. So I'm reading the words and my brain is going elsewhere. And so I have to read things over and over again. And mindfulness is about being mindful. It's about being aware of the moment you're in and not allowing, conscious of what you're thinking. And it's a very difficult thing to do all the time. We all recognize that, right? But if you can tap into those emotions, it's going to take you a long way. And so I suspect moving forward, Claudia, you're going to be a lot more aware of your emotions and a lot more aware of the triggers that take you off the beaten path so that you can get back on it quicker. Your attention must be on it, not on the lack of it. Not on what's wrong, but what's right. The creative process is occurring whether you are consciously aware of it or not. And because of the variety and contrast of your experience, continual new preferences are being born within you, and you are, even without knowing it, broadcasting them as requests. And in the moment that you broadcast a preference, source energy receives your vibrational request and, by the law of attraction, offers immediate responses, which you must then align to vibrationally. The reason that you're not always aware that your desires have been answered is because there's often a time gap between asking and your allowing. Even though a clear desire has emanated from you as a result of the contrast you have considered, you often Rather than giving your attention purely to the desire itself, focus back on the contrasting situation that gave birth to the desire. And in doing so, your vibration is more about the reason you've launched the desire than it is about the desire itself. Do you get that? When you're looking at the situation that is causing you to want something different, you're giving a vibration of the situation. And it's a difficult thing to take yourself out of the situation, but that's really what you need to do. Because you're very focused on what you don't have, instead of being focused on the amazingness of having what you want. Hard to do. For example, your automobile is getting older and is beginning to require frequent repairs. And as you begin to notice its fading beauty, you find yourself desiring a new car. And as you very much wanted that feeling of confidence that a dependable new car brings, a vibrational rocket of desire emanated from you, and Source received it fully and responded in kind immediately. But because you were not consciously aware of the laws of the universe and the three-step process of creation, that fresh, exhilarating feeling was short-lived for you. So instead of immediately turning your attention to your fresh new desire and continuing to ponder the idea of this delicious new vehicle, thus achieving vibrational harmony with your new idea, you look back at the vehicle you currently own, pointing out the reasons that you desire a new one. This old car no longer pleases me, you conclude, not realizing that in looking at the unpleasing car, you're turning your vibration back to it and not forward to the new car that you desire. I really need a new car, you explain, pointing out the dents, the cracks, the undependable performance of the old one. And with each new statement of need and justification for a new car, you unwittingly reinforce the vibration of your current unpleasant situation. And in so doing, you continue to hold yourself out of vibrational alignment with your new desire and out of receiving mode of what you're asking for. Does that make sense? With each statement of need and justification for a new car, you unwittingly reinforce the vibration of your current unpleasant situation. And in so doing, you continue to hold yourself out of the vibrational alignment with your new desire and out of receiving mode of what you're asking for. You're looking at what's happening around you. You're feeling the feeling of what's happening around you. And even though you're asking for something different, you're setting out a vibration of what is, not what you want. As long as you are more aware of what you do not want regarding this situation, what you do want cannot come to you. In other words, if you are predominantly thinking about your beautiful new car, then it is steadily making its way to you. But if you are predominantly thinking about your undependable current car, your dependable new car cannot move toward you. It may seem difficult to make the distinction between actually thinking about your new car and beating the drum of your old car, but once you are aware of your emotional guidance system, this distinction will be very easy for you to make, and the same is true in relationships. This is just an analogy, right? Replace the new car with your daughter or your husband or your sister or your aunt or your uncle or a friend. Replace the car with a situation in your life that isn't to your liking. Replace the car with money. Replace the car with debt. I don't want to be in debt. The universe only hears debt. Be careful what you're saying. Be careful what you're thinking of. And how do you tell? How do you tell what you're thinking? How do you tell when your thoughts are right or wrong? Anyone? We're on page 51. Let's see if anyone gets that. How do you tell if your thoughts are right or wrong? That's right. Your feelings. So you've got to really pay attention to your feelings. You've got to be mindful of your feelings. Now you hold the key to creating everything you desire. And that's it right there. This chapter, chapter 10, is the secret to everything. Because I think once you master getting your eyes off of what is and getting your feelings on what you want, you will start manifesting magic all the time. Everything will change. People will change. Once you understand that your thoughts equal your point of attraction and that the way you feel indicates your level of allowing or resisting, you now hold the key to creating anything that you desire. It takes a lot of practice to recognize those feelings, doesn't it? It takes even more practice to change the habit, because the habit is what we get into. It is not possible for you to consistently feel positive emotion about something and have it turn out badly. Just as it's not possible for you to consistently feel bad about something and have it turn out well. For the way you feel will tell you if you are allowing your natural well-being or not. Although there is no source of sickness, you may offer thoughts that disallow the natural flow of your wellness, just as you may offer thoughts that disallow the natural flow of your abundance. Although there is no source of poverty, well-being is constantly making its way to you. And if you have not learned thoughts that slow it or restrict it, you are experiencing it in all areas of your life. It does not matter where you currently stand in relationship to anything you desire. By paying attention to the way you feel and by directing your thoughts to better feeling thoughts, you can again achieve vibrational harmony with the well-being that is natural to you. Remember, as extensions of pure, positive, non-physical energy, the more in vibrational harmony you are with you, the better you feel. For example, when you are appreciating something, you are a vibrational match to who you really are. When you love someone or yourself, you are a vibrational match to who you really are. But if you are finding fault with yourself or another, you are in that moment offering a vibration that does not match who you really are. And the negative emotion you feel is your indicator that you've introduced a vibration of resistance, that you are no longer in the state of allowing your pure connection between the physical you and the non-physical part of you. We often refer to that non-physical part of you as your inner being or your source. It's not important what you call that source of energy or life force, but it is important that you are consciously aware of when you are allowing a full connection to it and when you are restricting it in some way. And your emotions are your constant indicators of your degree of allowing or resisting that connection. And I don't know about the rest of you. That's the end of the chapter. We did it. But when I am in alignment, I feel it. I can feel when I'm in alignment with Source, like right now. Because I feel that emotion in me that's just, it just radiates through my entire body. And it's almost, it's that same feeling of fear as it is of excitement. It's the same feeling. It's all in the thought you attach to it. It can be a feeling of dread or a feeling of excitement. Yes, that's it, Claudia. You almost feel too good. And even just saying that, I almost feel too good, that's the habit. That's the habit that this isn't normal. Something's going to happen, right? I almost feel too good. I feel so good that this can't possibly last. And what I'm going to challenge you is to hang on to that. Hang on to it to the rest of the day. Hang on to it all weekend. Hang on to it till Tuesday as best you can. Be as mindful as you can for the next 3 days. Who's game? 4 days. You've got today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Who's game to be really mindful? And if your body is suffering with the flu, if your heart is aching for something, take your mind off it. Recognize it. Go, whoa, okay, I'm not on my high-flying disc. I'm not feeling amazing. Boo. And the faster you notice it, the easier it will be to step back on your high-flying disc. And if you need to, have some stickers around the house. Or simply get your happy buttons installed. Get your happy buttons in there. Recognize who has control of how you feel. It isn't your husband, it isn't your sister, it isn't your daughter or son or brother or aunt or uncle or friend. It isn't the traffic. It isn't anybody who's supposed to make you happy. And that's all you do, Claudia. You just read them over and over and add to them. Just keep adding to them. You needed solutions within you. You needed to turn the happy button on, Claudia. You needed to remember that, okay, wait a minute, I'm focused on all this and it's just making me feel terrible. I need solutions. Never thought of it in the way of solutions before, but solutions make all the difference in the world, and the solutions can be as far-reaching and outlandish as your imagination can make them. Imagine the absolute perfect solutions, Claudia. There's no limit. Have you recognized that? There's no limit to solutions. A solution that comes to you without judgment and without limitations can happen. The perfect solution, the ideal solution would be this, but that's not possible. Let me tell you something. If you can think it, you can have it. So let's think ourselves into some meditation. We're right at the bottom of the hour, so let's make a quick decision. It is Friday. We did general well-being yesterday, didn't we? Or did we do money? I can't remember. That was a whole 24 hours ago. What would you guys like to listen to? Or we can do Laurie Granger. Any preference? We did money yesterday, yeah. Any preference today? Let's get a quick vote. Okay, 1, 2, 3, quick vote. Darn. Oh, we can listen to money again, Kathy. That's never a problem. That's never a problem. You know, all the meditations are exactly the same. They're all exactly the same. It's about the breathing. It's not about the message. It's about letting go. It's about allowing. It's about just letting that message flow that, yeah, I can attract everything and anything I want. All right, physical it is. Just for you, Lynn. Just remember, your physical affliction that you're feeling right now really has a lot to do with your thoughts. How bad it is has a lot to do with our thoughts and how we think. But let's just feel better, all right? 15 minutes, sit back, close your eyes. Allow the music to flow through you. Let your breathing get in rhythm with the music. Remember, it's 3 beats to inhale, 5 beats to exhale. Esther will guide you. Just play along with it and meet you back here.
It is nice to have an opportunity to visit with you for the purpose of tuning to your natural rhythm of well-being. Breathe in, breathe out. Your intelligent body is comprised of trillions of cells, seeking and finding alignment and balance at all times. Breathe in, breathe out. There is no greater advantage that you could offer to your body than this gentle releasing of resistance right now. Your natural state is one of absolute well-being, and in the absence of resistance, your physical body must thrive. Breathe in. Breathe out. By deliberately focusing upon good-feeling thoughts, you allow your physical cells to return to their natural balance. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing deeply is the key, softly hearing our words, and allowing gentle alignment with the energy of your source. Breathe in. Breathe out. The cells of your body are guided by Source and have the ability to find their balance no matter what, every time. You will not only find recovery from unwanted conditions, but a steady maintaining of well-being will ensue. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you listen and breathe and release and relax, maintaining of a good feeling body will come easily. Breathe in. Breathe out. Even unwanted conditions that have been with you for a while will gradually diminish until they no longer exist. Breathe in. Breathe out. By releasing resistance a little more every day, you will feel the power that creates worlds flowing through you. Just breathing and listening, not to make something happen, but for the pleasure and comfort of alignment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your physical body will respond very quickly to the absence of resistance that you are feeling now while you breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. There is no physical body, no matter what condition, that cannot return to its natural state of well-being. Breathe in. Breathe out. These words that you are hearing are not about your body, but about your allowing and your alignment of Source. Your body is a reflection of the balance of your thought, and this release of resistance will produce positive change. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beginning with the cells of your physical body, physical improvement will sweep through you at every level. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are a vibrational being with non-physical roots, and your body is an extension of that non-physical source. Breathe in. Breathe out. We offer these words so as you listen and breathe, you will tune to your frequency of natural well-being. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you take the time to find vibrational balance, your physical well-being will be easy to maintain. Breathe in. Breathe out. From your place of alignment, beneficial behavior will be inspired, and wonderful things will unfold with great ease. Breathe in. Breathe out. The more ease you feel, the less resistance you hold, and the more the cells of your body can find their balance. Breathe in. Breathe out. This process of breathing and allowing makes it possible to get from wherever you are to wherever you desire. As you breathe and release resistance, you tune your vibrational frequency to that of your source and to personal thriving. Breathe in. Breathe out. It is natural for you to feel good and for you to be well and for you to experience perfect bodily conditions. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are becoming a vibrational match to well-being, and your body will show you the evidence of that. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you listen and breathe, with every day that passes, your alignment with well-being will become stronger. As you acknowledge these words in an atmosphere of no resistance, you will fuel clarity and vitality and well-being. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your body responds primarily to the content of your thoughts. And right here, right now, your body is benefiting. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your life is supposed to feel good to you, and you are meant to feel happiness in your life, and you are meant to satisfy your dreams. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are doing extremely well. Physical well-being is flowing to you. Relax and enjoy the unfolding. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feel appreciation for what is and eagerness for what is coming. There is great love here for you. Breathe in. For the next few minutes, letting the music guide you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
Well, my PowerPoint seems to be having a challenge. There we go. That's better. Whoa. How's that feeling? You feel better, Lynn? Awesome. Catherine. Kathy, how are you feeling? I think you were saying you have sciatica. Deborah, glad you made it for the motivation, at least for part of it. The canting, yeah, you tap with your foot. You got to do this. I usually have it on my hand, my thigh with my hand. I keep the beat and I breathe. And I might go back and forth. I have to do different things. Yeah, I understand sciatica, Kathy. I don't know if you do yoga. Yoga saved my life. So I'm a big proponent of yoga. I think yoga is quite amazing. I was just over on Facebook, and I think you guys all know who Louise Hay is. I have her books. And she has well, that's where our daily affirmations come from. And today she writes, the more we dwell on what we don't want, and it's very much to what we were reading today, the more we get exactly that. By focusing on what we do want, we attract abundance and other good things. And the affirmation is, I see abundance radiating all around me. I now live in limitless love, light, and joy. Doesn't that sound awesome? But you get that? That when you're focusing on what you don't want, when you're thinking about what you don't want, you're getting more of what you don't want. Sometimes it's really hard to get our focus off what we don't want. That's where we become mindful. That's where we do whatever it is we need to do to get ourselves back to being mindful, to being in the now, to just take yourself away from the situation and get back inside yourself and recognize that nothing you're seeing is real. Right? Nothing that you see is really real. You're just making it up as you go along. We all are. We're just vibration, and we can change the vibration. We can change the direction at any moment in time. Just get your eye off what's there. Get your eye off what you don't want. The problem is we're so focused on that because it keeps coming at us. It's sometimes hard to take our focus off of it, and that's really the critical thing. Is not, I've recognized even in myself that, I talk about other people, and I'm really seeing that now, that, like, did you see what so-and-so did? Well, that's a different way to do things, I guess. So I'm turning things around. When I recognize that other people do things, I just think that's a different way to do things. When I look at others with some kind of judgment, because that's exactly what you do, and if you have a comment about somebody's behavior, about somebody's appearance, it's a judgment. And you have no business judging others. Yep, everyone has their way. And all of us that are here today, we all have our own ways. So we're not, none of us are doing it the right way or the wrong way. We're just doing it. We're doing it our way. We're finding our way. That's what this is all about, this journey, is finding your way. Being all that you can be at any moment in time. And I mean being all that you can be. Not just doing it sometimes, not giving in to temptation. Well, I mean, we're human. Okay, so number one, stop beating yourself up when you don't get it right. Recognize you're never going to get it done. Start having some fun with it and think, oh, you know what, this is getting crazy. I know that I can do better. I know that I can change the situation. I can change the outcome. I can change the direction, and I can do it right now. Right now, I simply need to get into vibrational harmony with who I really am. And who are you really? Who are you really? I do wonder that. Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I here is not a question. I'm here enjoying something. I know that I have influenced a lot of people along my way because I'm happy. I know that I have. I know that I've had an effect on people, that I've brightened people's day. I've helped others feel better. I know I have. And I know that every day I'm working to improve me, and I know I'm feeling better every day, and I'm starting to understand things a lot better. And I know that every day in every way I'm improving, I'm getting better and better. And that's right, Claudia. Whatever you're feeling is temporary, but remember, whatever you're feeling is temporary applies to the happy feelings too. They could be temporary too. It's up to you to stick to happy, to get stuck on happy. That's why I'm putting my book together, Get Stuck on Happy, because I've come to recognize how important that is. You really see it in the children. Our little grandson Bennett, he just likes to be happy. He's the happiest little boy I've ever seen. You can't help but be happy around him. That's right. Well, you could be here to help others, but you can't help them if you're not feeling good, Claudia. You can never help someone unless you're on your high-flying disc. You're not being of assistance to them at all. When you're not in that state of mind, you really have no help to them. You're either being used or whatever, but it's not the kind of help you need to be giving. So if you are here to serve others, and I mean, I don't know how to tell you this, you're all here to serve others. So you better get with that program. We're all here to serve others. We're here to do our best, to be our best, to find our given talents, to find the things that we excel at and do them to the best of our abilities, and just be the best we can be. That's your job here, is to be the best you can be, to find your happy buttons. What is it that you love doing? What is it that you enjoy? If you're happy, you make other people, well, let's rephrase that. If you're happy, other people are usually happy to be around you. It does brighten other people when you're happy. Not all people, because some people look at you and go, you're always so damn happy. The hell's wrong with you? How come you're always so happy? What do you have to be happy about? I can't say that I know the exact reason of why I'm here and why I'm doing what I do. I simply know that it feels right. That's all. It just feels good. It feels right. It feels so good when Claudia comes to the call and expresses she's having some challenges, and we talk through it, we work through it, and she takes us up on our advice, and it changes things, and it makes things feel better. I love that you're open and willing to listen to some different ways of looking at things. All of you. We're all different. I'm looking forward to getting together. I do still want to plan our Morning Motivator retreat. I'm thinking for the spring of 2016. I do feel it's my calling, that this right here is something I need to do in a bigger, better way. And so on that note, I am going to encourage all of you to share Morning Motivator. I am going to encourage all of you to bring a guest on Tuesday, to start bringing guests every day, to start sharing it, to spreading the love, to inviting people, to letting them know how it's changed you, that by really, truly applying these techniques and working to understand this stuff, however we do that, we have to understand it. We do. We got to understand it. I get that. And so my job is to find ways to help you understand that. That's my job. I want to find ways to help you understand that you can be, do, and have anything and everything in your life that you want. So invite your friends to come next Tuesday. I would love to see a few more people come and join us. I realize it's summer, not everyone's around, but I know that people are. So please feel welcome to invite people. Go to our Facebook page and comment on our invites, share them. Go to our blog, comment on our blog. I would love to see some comments on our Morning Motivator blog, some up-to-the-date morning comments about typing and talking, just a minute, about your experience here. I would love to hear from you guys. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete, and yet life is ever-changing. It's the one thing I do love about life. I love the idea that we can change direction at any moment in time. I love being in this feeling of Groundhog Day. Sometimes that is how I feel, like it's Groundhog Day. I'm back again. What will we do today? What lesson will we learn today? Where will we go? Where will it take us? I hope it'll take you many places. And remember, as you go along your journey today and for the next 4 days, stay on your high-flying disc. Look for things that feel good. And when you recognize yourself complaining or judging, if you're making a comment about someone or something, and it's in any way negative, be aware of it and change it. I challenge you to do that. Who's up for the challenge? Because you all do it. And if you don't, you're all lying. You all do it. You all have a judgment. You all look at people and say, oh my goodness, look at that, or oh my goodness, look at that, or oh my goodness, look at that, look at that crazy driver. Look at what that person's doing. Look how that person's treating that person, and look how that person's doing. So if you catch yourself doing that, and that's the big thing, you got to catch yourself, recognize it, and just change your thinking right away. Change your thought and think, that's a different way to do things. That's all. Just change and say, that's a different way to do things. That's a different way to do things. That's a different way to do things. Well, that sounds like a challenge there, Claudia. You better get on your high-flying disc before you go. Well, as you go through your day and your weekend, guys, do whatever it is you need to do to stay on that high-flying disc, to be happy. You know, stick in your happy buttons. If you have to stick me on your shoulders, I'm happy to sit there on your shoulder and be your go-to girl, okay? Think of me as your go-to girl. What would Janet do? What would Janet say? What should I do? You guys are pretty awesome. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing along, because that's what we're doing in this game of life. We're playing along. And the happier we get, the more fun we have. And the more fun we have, the happier we get. And that, my friends, is what it's all about.